Long-term viewers will know I'm very hesitant about doing reviews. It's easy to get things wrong or miss key problems. Sometimes things change, and I don't really trust my own opinion, let alone anyone else's. Here are some long-term updates and mini reviews. The Suomy Mr Jump helmet. I did a glowing review a few years back. One of the lightest helmets around, well ventilated, and the variable density foam is a good safety feature. I still like it, but over time I've noticed the inner liner is quite flimsy. Belatedly, I started hand washing it, but it won't stand up to washing machines like all my other helmets. The flimsy peak breaks very easily, and they charge an absurd US $65 for a new peak. The Italian owners of Suomi sold to Indonesian owners, who increased the price a lot. It's now getting close to its rival, the Airoh Aviator. Online complaints since then include chin straps being too short and occasionally the metal brackets for the chin strap rusting through. At its original price, I thought the Swamis were incredible value. Now, I'd be more inclined to go with the Airoh. I have deliberately avoided doing tyre reviews lately, but everyone keeps asking me what I'm using. So I currently have a Goldentyre GT333 on the rear. It's an intermediate tyre, meant to work well in most Australian conditions, and it's been great so far. Many would choose a softer tyre for our slow technical terrain, but I'm a lazy bastard. I hate tyre changes. So this 333 has great traction, but is still going to last forever by the looks of it. Up front, I've got the GT216 Fatty. This became my favourite tyre a few years back. I still love it. Many people claim that Shinko make an identical copy of the Goldentyres, but much cheaper. While Shinko has copied the tread pattern, everything else is different, and the Shinko tyres are definitely heavier, indicating a different type of rubber compound. And comments on forums seem to suggest the side knobs are breaking off on Shinkos fairly often. They definitely did for one of our guys. It could be a case of just getting what you pay for. Evo Air foot pegs. I've been using Promoto billet foot pegs for years now. They are expensive, but have proven to be exceptionally good foot pegs. However, a friend tried their Evo Air foot pegs, which are made of alloy to make them very light. Unfortunately, they wore out so quickly that after only 30 hours of easy riding, they were flopping around, and he removed them. He complained to Promoto Billet. They said this was quite normal due to the alloy used and there would be no exchange. I think this sucks. No one should market foot pegs with such a short lifespan, even if they are just a few grams lighter. Not acceptable, Promoto Billet. I recently released a video about beta known issues. Since then, a few other things have come up. Over the years, beta dealers and owners have told me the quality control in the beta factory isn't great. Sloppy electrics, bolts not torqued correctly, stuff like that. But it seems in 2018, things have slipped badly with really shitty electrics, some bolts only finger tight, even parts missing from the bikes. The good dealers are taking care of this before shipping them out. Not all are, and owners are noticing it. I know over the Canadian summer, our mechanics said they had constant electrical problems with every 4-stroke beta, unlike previous years. It's disappointing to see beta's quality control getting worse with time, not better. Front forks on the racing editions have serious problems. Earlier racing editions used the Marzocchi forks, which worked well but had sloppy tolerances from the factory, which often caused premature wear and fork seal leaks. The 2017 and 18 racing editions changed to a supposedly better Sarks fork. Unfortunately, the anodizing on the tubes was not hardened and occasionally even missing in some sections. So fork oil was contaminated very quickly, then caused premature wear. Beta was replacing these under warranty, but with exactly the same forks with the same issues. You can easily identify these forks by the red uppers. So check your fork oil regularly to see how dirty it is. The only permanent fix, unfortunately, is getting the tubes correctly recoated. Beta assures us this problem will be fixed for 2019. It better be. When will the Europeans give up trying to make suspension and just fit the excellent Kayaba forks and shocks from Japan? Sigh.
Just remember, it's only gay if the balls touch.
Clake is a small Australian mob making innovative motorbike products. A few years back I was using their Clake 2, a very cool combination of clutch and hand-operated rear brake. I liked it a lot. Many asked why I stopped using it. One, it's pretty complicated and I lacked the mechanical expertise to fit it to my next bike. Two, my issues with carpal tunnel and finger strength made using a handbrake too difficult. So then I opted for the Clake One Light clutch. It uses some kind of black magic to make the clutch incredibly light, perfect for my weak fingers. However, I've stopped using that too. Why? Okay, one, I worked through a few different ways to lighten the clutch that worked really well. So where possible, I thought I'd prefer to opt for simpler, cheaper solutions. Two, quite a few of my riding buddies started using Clake One Light clutches, but they have all hit problems with getting a consistent feel. Despite calls to the factory and even returning one to get checked, these issues weren't resolved and steadily the guys are going back to their original clutch levers. The third issue, the Clake guys are having problems with providing support, especially to worldwide customers. Emails are rarely answered and online complaints in the forums are growing. I have met the Clake guys. They are a great bunch of men. Unfortunately, they are so busy, the support side of things is getting neglected. They make some very cool gear, but I feel uncomfortable using their gear publicly in the videos when they're not really providing great support. The forearm strong. We did a video about 10 tips for beating arm pump. A few supporters asked us to test this forearm strong device, so we did. It applies pressure while you stretch, and while the manufacturer says it's proven to work, the science says there's a lot more research needed to ensure this therapy works for everyone and in the long term. Personally, I'd suggest trying these exercises yourself first by just applying pressure with your thumb and stretching your arm against a wall. If you find this makes a big difference over a few weeks, then consider buying the forearm strong. And don't forget to try all our free tips first from the arm pump video. I've been using the Zac Speed armour and hydration pack for ages now. After hundreds of rides and plenty of abuse, I can't fault it. My other riding buddies are getting into them as well as their old backpacks wear out. For me, the Zac Speed has been a brilliant option to those poorly ventilated claustrophobic compression suits. It's much cooler and more comfortable. The only issue for me is the lack of shoulder guards. Many viewers asked if it came with optional shoulder guards. I asked Zac Speed over a year ago. They said these were in development, but there are still none available.
Not a lot of traction, eh?
I just made my own by zip tying some old knee pads on. Very handy when I occasionally hit trees on tight tracks. CTI knee braces. I did a series of vids about knee braces and I opted for this very expensive custom option as both my knees are crap now. I've used the CTI custom braces for several hundred rides, not a single issue, except I've noticed the enamel finish chips easily. Nothing to do with safety, of course, just a cosmetic issue. One of our guys bought a set back in the 1990s. He's only just had a part fail this year. And Larry, over in Canada, is still going strong with his. So how old are these CTIs, Larry?
I think these CTIs were made in 1996, so they're 21 years old. They've had their wear, but as you can see, they've been absolutely great to me. And since I had my knee replaced 11 weeks ago, I would not be without them, okay? Like, they're absolutely worth every penny. And I know they're expensive, but they are worth every nickel. Don't go without a good knee brace. I don't think they make a better knee brace than these.
That's it for update, guys. Remember, all these dodgy reviews are under a reviews playlist on YouTube. Or alternatively, just do a Google search that starts with cross-training enduro review and then the topic. Cheers.